Hi guys, alright, so I am going to do this video. I'm just going to go ahead and play the second half's passing plays because um, I broke down, individually all the first half plays. I put them on Twitter and just kind of, most of them I just kind of typed in my response for each play and what I saw going on. But I want to go ahead and do one video to finish this out, and because the big question is what's wrong with the passing routes? Even this first play as we see it, and I have it with the volume on for the announcers. You're going to hear them talking about issue with the routes and blah, blah, blah.
Loves to do the dirty work. No surprise, offensive line coach's kid.
Yeah, out of Knoxville by way of East Tennessee State.
Okay, here's the play.
The play action, Rattler held it, looking for something to develop. And that was
Play action,
off the
roll
mark.
out.
Valentine had to be defended by Jalen Brooks on that play.
Yeah, just a lot of long developing plays for South Carolina
So right here,
now.
and that's kind of the first thing. The announcer kept saying this, and so of course it backs up anybody's theory that the issue is that Satterfield is doing too long a play, or the play calling this or that. I'm gonna mute them, and I'm gonna play this in real time here for you guys. All right, or I'm gonna slow it down. All right, well, let's watch the play as it's developing. This is the play action. Boom, play action, and we're gonna see Stogner coming out of the back, or coming off the line here. We're going to see Atkins coming off the line here on this play action. And Stogner's right there. Atkins is right here. So when we're saying a slow developing play, there's two receivers that are on under routes right here. Now, it's not a lot there. The play's well covered. Spencer's rolling out. I wouldn't mind seeing Spencer start to maybe sprint towards the line here. Going towards that. He is, he is. He's doing the angle there. I wouldn't mind to see him, though, continue. I mean, hey, look. This could have been an accurate pass. Look, guy's open right there. He's inside of the defensive back. So, for hearing the announcer saying, oh, da-da-da-da-da, it's like, man, come on, dude. Like, it's not about a slow developing play right here. Okay? That could... Oh man, just look at the under crossing route too. Before, not even the guy he was throwing to. There's another guy going towards the outside. Oh no, it was Stockton. Okay, he was in double coverage. No, right here. Okay, now of course I can't see exactly what Spencer can see to tell you whether that pass was open or not. But there's another guy there too. But I mean, this pass wasn't on target. I mean, it's not like there was no targets out there. They were covered. And and then let's go on to the next one. And then onto the next play. But all the targets were covered, and then there wasn't a great pass. This is the pick. Oh, this is out of order. This shouldn't be here. We'll just I went the wrong way. That's my bad on my list. Okay. Okay, there we go. So next play here. All right. Okay, this was a good play, obviously. I mean, we're gonna say it's a good play. It was because it was complete. But let's just talk about, is this a slow developing play? Obviously, Spencer had some time here. But it doesn't like it's not a fast play, but you have an under route here, an under route here, and another one here. Okay, and your pocket's holding up. So I mean, that's the other thing we're talking about. Oh, these fast plays. I mean, that'd be great if you were about getting blitzed all the time. These guys have held up. The O-line's held up really well. Spencer could have potentially, if he needed to, gone over to that side of that blitzer here, or the rusher, the pass rush here, to potentially get a little bit more time. But the play opened up where it needed to. But, I see a couple of under routes here, guys. I don't see anything going. And these are crossing routes. I mean, look at it. Everybody's going, they don't use crossing routes, and they don't use these routes. And here's crossing routes. There's 2 or 3 crossing routes going on right there. And then the one deep route, to Jaheim. I don't see anything wrong with the routes and the play design here, guys. Not on that one. Well, we'll go on to the next one. Let's check this out. All right, so here, not so much a play action, just kind of a roll out there. Good play, you know. Let's go back and look because all right, we're always worried about is there any out routes? Is there any what if we see Juju here? Is this a rollout to that side? I can't see enough of this play, to know where everything else is at. But this is a little comeback route right here too. They sent him out to the sidelines. They had him do a little comeback. And this pass actually it wasn't complete. It ended up being reviewed incomplete. Marheem Brown bobbled it. There's one of those drops. Somebody was talking about, well, drops, hurt us too. And drops do hurt us. And was that the end of that? Okay, okay. I did. All right, so next play. I mean, if anybody has any issue with what they're saying, what I'm saying here, just make your own comments and stuff on these plays. But one thing I'm definitely tired of is people saying, oh, this, that, the other, the play calling this, but nobody's doing any real work like I'm doing here to show the plays and go, okay, well, this is what I'm talking about. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. That the play calling is bad, that the routes are bad, or this and that. We're just going, hey, the routes are bad, the routes are bad, the routes are bad. Okay, this ends up being a touchdown. I think Josh Vanna, by the way, got a little bit old there, on that one. But, this was our wide receiver touchdown. Wide receiver screen for a touchdown. The guys also, we went through 4 wide receiver screens, and then after the game, people were still complaining. Swing passes and wide receiver screens is all he knows how to do. This is all Sat knows how to do. Okay? Man, wide receiver screens are good. I bet nobody complained about this one. And by the way, they only threw 4 wide receiver screens in this game. And I don't know if I counted any swing passes, maybe 1 or 2 in this game. So, after the game, people are still complaining, about screen passes and swing passes. It's just whatever. Whatever. And the funny thing is the Mr. Aaron Rodgers, who was commenting that all this stuff's slow developing. Oh, y'all need to get it to the perimeter, or this or that, or you need to get it in the hands of your playmakers. They're trying, but every damn time we run a screen pass, somebody's complaining about it too. So these are the things that help get the playmakers' hands, guys. Get the ball in those playmakers' hands. And that's what happens. Wide receiver screens are there for a reason, guys. Oh, nice little rollout. Once again, I like Spencer on the rollout plays because, especially to the right side. And if you watch one of my old breakdowns, I had said that, it was like a play I was calling for. It did a good play action rollout for a touchdown and against Georgia State, actually, I believe. Not Georgia State, SC State. And I had drawn up a play that showed that. This was 2 plays back to back. I saved these together. Okay. I was wondering, yeah, these 2 came together, and it was 2 sneaks just back to back. It was 2 scrambles, and they were great for Spencer. In stat book they were gonna go down as rushes, but I saved these in my in filing. I saved them as pass plays. And I mean, in both these situations, that's what I had called for Spencer. Spencer's going to have to use his feet some. This is the SEC. Plays are going to break down. Things aren't all. People are going to get covered. And here he has all day. I mean, you got Juju coming out the backfield right there, so it's not like there was nobody there. I can't see if anybody was over there on Juju's side. It looks like Juju was open. I think somebody had commented on that one about Juju being open and Spencer scrambling. I saw a comment about that one, so Juju's probably pretty open there, But I don't see slow developing plays here, or the fact that there's no receivers under, doing any under routes or anything. That all the receivers are downfield every play, and they're just taking so long to develop downfield. I see a lot of under routes that are available, and once again, our line has been holding up. So if they decided to have some slow developing plays, they can do that. When you're complaining about having fast plays, yeah, if your line's not holding up, I would say, yeah, you need those. But the issue hasn't been the O-line all year, guys. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next one. The issue has been Spencer, not stepping up in the pocket, Spencer not making good read option calls. A lot of stuff going on with Spencer. It's like nobody, everybody wanted to blame Sat, blame this, blame that, blame the, nobody wanted to blame Spencer. It's like, oh, if we blame Spencer, then, yeah, here's a little catch in the backfield, and Lloyd, I don't know if this was a setup screen. It almost had the vibe of a screen, but it's just no. He was just sliding out the backfield there. Okay, and then, you know, Chris Phillips had brought up. He said, are you telling me that Marshawn, breaking a tackle was the difference in like a game against Georgia? And yeah, man, because watch this, in these 1v1 situations, you need your playmakers to do that. That's yes, absolutely. Okay, it is hard to scheme up, and you're in the SEC, guys. It is very hard to scheme up plays and get 1v1 situations. I mean, 1v1 is really good. You're trying to give your guy the advantage of having a 1v1 situation. You need him to go be a playmaker. So yeah, those can definitely, as you saw there, make a big difference. Because Marshawn gets hit in the backfield, break the tackle, and get something out of it versus, um, you know. Uh, getting stopped in the backfield. That's huge. That's huge. Um, Next play here. Okay. Two crossing routes. I love this play actually. And actually what we don't see here wasn't really two. It was kind of two crossing routes. All right. Watch Marshawn. This is the big play to Jalen Brooks. But watch Marshawn. He's going to give a rub route here. I don't even think anybody picked this up. Watch Marshawn. Watch how clever he is here with it. He's waiting, okay? He's eyeing Jalen here, and he's trying to use these guys. He's trying to like see who he could use to kind of get in the way for Jalen, and it just doesn't work out. It was attempt at a rub. I mean, it kind of gave a little spacing right there. It threw the guy off, a little bit. But Marshawn was trying so hard to get his guys to get in the way. It looked like a little bit of a rub wrap there. Great play though. And I mean, if this didn't open up, Marshawn's going to be open there. And more than likely, the couple times I've seen them run this play. Um, the other receiver, you see Wells going across over there, so he was probably open too. He looked like he was open as he was going there. So the couple of times I've seen him run this play, um, it's Jalen going the opposite direction from everybody else, and the design is to Jalen, but there could be other routes if Jalen wasn't open. So I don't see a slow developing play here. If we're going to complain about this play, it's worked 3 times now in games that I've seen. Not 3 times in this game, but I've seen it work 3 different times to Jalen Brooks. It may have been more. I have to go back and really review the past plays and stuff. But this play has worked for us a lot. And however, we will see going forward this play is going to come back again. And it's not going to work out so well. And I'll talk about that when we get there. Let's see, what's the next play here? All right, let's fast forward this a little bit. Okay, so we got a wide receiver screen here. Yeah, I mean, it didn't work out. Well slipped. I mean, he might have got it looked like it was pretty well covered. He also slipped. Maybe the slip he gets 3-4 yards out of that. Maybe not. Who knows? And, another issue in play calling and people going, well, it's Satterfield this and Satterfield that. And you don't go back and look at the plays and you go, okay, what was wrong with this play? Well, sometimes it's not that anything was wrong with the play. It just was well covered, guys. Sometimes it's just well covered. And this is all there is to it. You can't like blame every play on the offense that doesn't work and go, oh, the offensive coordinator was awful. That play didn't work. Man, the defense has got a job to do too. If they didn't, then we would score 100 every game. I mean, if there wasn't a defense on the field trying to stop us, okay, we would score endless amounts of points. Duh. Get over that, guys. Every play is not going to be successful, okay? Doesn't mean it was a bad play. Hell, it doesn't even mean it was dialed up at the wrong time. Sometimes it could just mean your player slipped. And I'm not saying that's exactly the case here, but I mean, sometimes that happens. All right, 2nd and 9. Let's check this out. I actually like this play. It looked kind of like, it was a swing route. This was a swing route. It was a design swing route. So this might have been the one swing route I saw, maybe. It might have been another one, but I like Spencer's patience here because he sees the other guys close that are in on the play, like covering Stogner. So he lets Stogner clear that out. It might have been Stogner, might have been Atkins. I didn't even look. It was Stogner. So he let Stogner clear that one guy out just a little bit more to give AB just a little bit more time. I love Spencer's patience right there. You can see so much of a difference in Spencer from the first half to the second half. You see a lot more confidence. Play calling hasn't changed any, by the way, guys. I haven't seen any huge difference in the style of plays from the first half to the second half. So all this, they changed the play calls and all this. The difference I see right now is Spencer's just settled in. He's a little bit more patient. He's using his pocket better. He's using his feet. That's the difference right now. It's not play calling. Let's see next. Little roll out here. Oh, now this is a great play. It ends up being a bootleg, and this is something that I have had to talk about a lot. And we don't give, say whoever, offensive coordinator Marcus Satterfield is throwing a lot of playbook at these young men, and right here they end up getting a flag for procedural, like a illegal formation or something like that. And then they wave it off. They go, no, actually there was no penalty. Okay. And I was like, my heart was broken there when they first said it, because I have stated many times that, they have done a great job with this offense of not having a lot of penalties against it, considering the amount of formations and movement they do in these formations. Realistically, if you've heard my breakdowns, they use a shotgun, they use an ace formation as their basic set. But it's how they move so many different people around and the bunches and do all these different little procedural things, and they shift them and stuff. A lot of times, teams get a lot of penalties doing that. And I've seen it this year. I've watched teams, Kentucky's had that issue. I've seen other teams having that issue. I think it was NIU, that when Kentucky was playing NIU and I was watching that, same thing. Pro style offenses doing these shifts and things, trying to get reads pre-snap about the alignment and stuff, and then they get these little silly penalties, and it erases a big play like this. And ours didn't, and we don't get those a lot, guys. So big hand to whoever. Okay, whoever. Obviously, Marcus Satterfield is the offensive coordinator, and he has a bunch of assistant coaches under him working. You're talking about the line, but the guy that's overcharged of all of that is Marcus Satterfield. And these guys are not getting penalized a whole lot. So kudos to that bunch. All right, what's next here? All right, let's see. Nice. Spencer steps up in the pocket, and the play breakdown. Hey, this sucks. It didn't, there was nothing there. Here's a problem with this play. Now somebody's going to go back and say, this is the issue because there was no quick developing routes here or whatnot, and blah blah blah. Okay. We don't even see the routes. Stop. You can't even point to this play. You can't get anything out of this play unless you got some different footage. From me, if you got some different footage, then you can tell me something. Oh, this is 2 plays. Okay, I had 2 plays back to back in this. Okay, sorry. Let's go back to this first one. Okay. It's just nothing. You just can't see anything. It looks like, Lloyd's coming out of the backfield. He could have been a little check down right there. Okay, so actually, there might have been a receiver he could have checked it off to. It looks like it was open, at least enough but, Spencer is kind of already on the move here. One thing I would say with Spencer is he's doing better with his movement in the pocket and stuff, but he kind of also, it's like once he makes a decision to pull it down, it's kind of it. Once he pulls that ball down, he starts deciding he's got to get out of there. He's not doing a good job of keeping his eyes, in other places, and he didn't have a lot of time. I don't want to be too critical over this play because it did break down, but what I also don't want to hear is a bunch of critique from people outside, on this play going, yeah, well, it broke down because blah, blah, blah. We don't know. We can't see anything going on in that play except for what's going on in the backfield. And in my eyes, one thing we did get out of that was Spencer moving up in the pocket better and being more patient. It didn't work out, but you saw patience. And wow, 6 for 11 on third downs, guys. Be proud of that stat. Be proud of that one. Okay, all right. So I thought this play was exactly that same kind of, it wasn't. Play to Brooks where they were going to flood everybody across the field and he was, they're trying to. It looks more like they were trying to almost set up a screen where he came across. That was an odd play, actually. Look at this. Because you see Stogner here and then Lloyd and these guys, I think, felt like they're just trying to make almost a screenplay where Brooks come across the field, catches the pass, and then he's got blockers in front of him. Huh. Okay. It is not what I thought it was. I thought it was that same play and they didn't make anything out of it. Or, they were lucky to make something out of it. And he did make something out of it. But it was not that same crossing pattern that he ran earlier where everybody flooded to the opposite side and left him one-on-one on the crossing. Okay. All right. Correction on me. I guess to change my perspective on things. This is what happens when you go back and really watch plays again. Because I had in mind, honestly, that they had ran that play once again. They ran it, and it went in because it ended up zone coverage, and maybe they had made a bad read, or I thought maybe Kentucky had picked up on our play calling and showed man, but was ready for the play. But no, it wasn't even the same play. So there you go. That's how easy it is to make a mistake when you just watch these things once or twice. And don't inspect them. I mean, guys, you got to really break these plays down. You got to really break these things down. All right, we're getting towards the end here, and this was the last play of the game. I will say on this one, here's my critique on this. You're 3rd and 5, and the reason you're 3rd and 5 was actually the fumble right before this play. And my critique on that is coming with my Marcus Satterfield conversation. Was a little silly of a play to have happen. And now you line up on 3rd and 5 and this power set, and you're going to run a bootleg out of it. I feel like if you were going to pass it right there and, most people are probably going to look for pass on 3rd and 5. It's like, yeah, we want to keep the clock running, but at the same time, we don't want to, we would like the game to be over and get a first down here. So, it was easy for them to look past there and, just play for the pass. So I feel like in that particular situation, you line up in a passing formation here and just pass the ball. Don't try to get so cute with it. And because it's so funny, because when I go to do my Marcus Satterfield critique, my on his play calling for this game, and guys, it hasn't been bad. And I'm gonna tell you this. And the reason before I did the critique, I wanted to finish up the second. And this is why I did the video the way I did it. I wanted to finish seeing all the pass plays because I only really broken down half of them. And if you listen to the announcer guy, he's constantly going, it's slow developing plays and da 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 yeah, blah 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 blah. Okay, in all honesty, it's not been that, and the play calling and the plays, if you break them down and you look at them, it's not like there was some huge difference in the types of plays we were running between the first half and the second half. The big difference, guys, come on, love this kid. But the big difference was Spencer Rattler's play from the first half to the second half. This wasn't a play calling issue, guys. Stop the witch hunt. Okay, stop the witch hunt. Okay, these plays were fine. There was nothing wrong. I mean, like I said, this is the only critique I have over a pass play. Honestly, is this one where, it was passing situation, just go ahead and line up, spread out the field, line up in a passing situation. Don't get too cutesy with it. But I mean, at the same time, I don't know. I mean, who am I to say? Bootleg, a little rollout play there is never bad with Spencer anyway. And maybe if you think about it too, because hey, it breaks down, Spencer holds the ball, they got to call their last time out. So I mean, there's a lot of different ways of looking at that. Overall, I can't fault any of the routes, the play calling from Satterfield on these passing plays. I don't see this awful, oh my God, doom and gloom. Marcus Satterfield just had such horrible play calling. I just can't believe that. Now, I have some critique, and I am going to give that in a separate video. It will be my critique about, some like situational calls. But as far as the plays themselves and all these pass plays, the difference between the first half and the second half wasn't the plays. It was the player. It was the player.